All right, welcome. I'm Josh Berman. Thanks for joining me tonight. We are here tonight to talk about an exciting opportunity in the e-commerce space, but in the passive e-commerce space with automated Amazon and eBay stores. But before I get started, I do want to, say a couple things that are very important. Number one, I am not a licensed financial advisor. I'm not a licensed certified planner. I'm not any of those sort of things. I am a successful business owner and entrepreneur for many years, and also a very successful investor. And in recent years, recent time, got involved in a lot more alternative investing in the cryptocurrency space and forex and also in other passive investments such as Amazon, eBay, mortgage notes, and and various other things. Anyway, I wanted to also state that all I'm doing is sharing with you guys my successes. Every investment that I am currently in this space, I have made money and am making money in. I am currently in, just so everybody knows, although we are phasing this out of the program, I am still currently in Crypto 300 Club and Big Investor. I am in Cash FX, which is wonderful, MTI, which is great, and I'm obviously in the Amazon. I have one store that's up and running. I have another store that's about to be up and running, and I have a third one coming behind it. I'm also getting an eBay store that will be up and running hopefully very soon in the next week or so. Hint, hint, if you're listening out there, Mr. eBay, Amazon. Um, and um, and obviously I'm very excited for what is coming with Daisy, the next platform they'll be launching December 15th. Although I have this feeling, don't quote me unless I'm right, but I have a feeling it's coming early. I don't know how early. I don't think much that early, but I think it's coming like maybe a week early or so. So what so anyway, so couple rules in investing. I know most of you already know this, but I just have to state them for the record. Please don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Every investment has a level of risk. We do discuss with all the platforms, the level of risk with each of the platforms. Most of the investments we're in are very low risk investments. This is one of them. It's not a low investment in terms of the amount of money you have to put in. It's a lot lower than any of the other companies out there, but it's not low in terms of a lot of the investments. As you guys know, there are investments that we are involved in that you can invest as little as $10 or $100. This is obviously not one of those, but it is a very low risk investment because it is a one-time investment with a company that is running almost 200 stores already, very successful stores, and you're going to make your money back. It's just a matter of time. This is not a quick money opportunity. This is a long-term, consistent monthly passive revenue. Because within a year, if you are have everything set up and you have your funding and all of that in place, and we'll talk about that during this presentation, then within the year, the store can be making in your pocket between $5,000 and $10,000 easily within the first year per month. Between $5,000 and $10,000 per month within the first year. And this is just going to keep going. So once you hit that mile marker, this will just be ongoing and it'll grow, or it'll hit a certain point and it'll just stay there if you're happy. So anyway, let's share my screen and dig into the presentation here. Okay. All right. Might have to move this thing around a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, maybe down there. Oh, guess not. Okay. How far will let me put you guys? There we go. Okay. All right. So as we discussed, we're here today to talk about e-commerce automation. This, I am so excited about this opportunity, not just because of what I just mentioned about the amount of income and, it is monthly and it's ongoing and it's theoretically forever, but it's passive. And Amazon is a business that I have wanted in on for a while now, because as anyone who is alive sees, they're taking over the world. Um, and I'll go through this in the presentation. They are responsible for more than 50% of all e-commerce sales now. With everything going on with the pandemic and all of that, even when it ends, it's changed the way, people shop even more than it was already going in that direction. E-commerce is huge. Amazon is the biggest giant in e-commerce, and eBay is the big giant in that space of the e-commerce. So the problem with these businesses when they're not passive is you need to know what you're doing, and you need to know what you're doing, and you need to do that. Oh, I hear whoever just came in. There we go. Okay. So you need to know what you're doing. And that only comes in finding the right person to teach you and doing one of these courses, and then you have to still figure out and pick the right products and how to market them, and how to the right titles. And is it possible? Absolutely. I know people who are very successful doing it. I actually know someone who's in my group who's a very successful has a very successful eBay store, but it takes a lot of work. That's not, for those that don't know me, that's not the area that I'm in investments. For me, these investments have to be on the completely 100% passive to pretty close, to 100% passive end. So that's what really attracts me so much about this, is being able to go in with a company that knows what they're doing, and take advantage of this huge, not only passive investment, but huge opportunity in this e-commerce space with Amazon and eBay. So here it is. Take advantage of the always growing e-commerce industry with the two giants in the business. 98% passively with no experience needed. So you have to know nothing. You have to know nothing about eBay. You have to know nothing about Amazon. You don't have to learn anything about products. You don't have to do any shipping. You don't have to negotiate deals with suppliers. You don't have to do any of that stuff. It is completely passive in that way. The reason why they say 98% is you have to, with their help, set up your account and do some other things and get some documents in order. So there is some things to be able to go, but then once it's going, you do nothing but really kind of check on your account and make sure everything's okay with Amazon, basically, because you get the updates. So anyway, let's get started. Okay. So e-commerce and online sales has been growing and growing, and all signs point to online sales continue to take over the market. We just obviously talked about this. It is huge. When people can't stay at home, but even when they can, I mean, I can speak personally. She's down here. There's an Amazon package outside of my house almost every single day. Okay. So Amazon is huge. It's only getting bigger. The convenience of being able to order stuff and it comes right to your porch is just not going anywhere. And it's only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And as I mentioned, Amazon controls over 50% of online sales. When I heard that was somewhat recently. I think this year they crossed the 50% line. I mean, that's mind blowing. Think about that. All online purchases, more than 50% is controlled by one company. Okay. So 98% of it is passive, with continuous and growing monthly returns. Like I mentioned, my stores, because of my goals and because of the way that I'm putting the funding in place, which is not that hard because of companies that can help you or with credit or whatever. Each of my stores will be doing 5 digits easily for a very long time, somewhere around the first year mark, and they'll just continue to do that forever, all 3 of them. So 4 of them, 3 Amazon, 1 eBay right now. Okay. One time, let's go back to that real quick. One time upfront fee. And then all fees are profit sharing off the back end. There are a lot of, no, not a lot of companies. There are a handful of companies out there that are also doing this. I'm not going to make any judgments on how well they would do their jobs or anything like that. The thing I do know about those other companies, they are all somewhere between much more and much, much, much more expensive than this in the upfront fee. And so the majority of your fees are really in the back end with the profit sharing. The reason why I like that, obviously, is, well, there's two reasons. One, because you minimize your upfront investment, right? We talked about the risk of the investments, right? So the fact that it's a much lower amount than some of the other options out there, you're minimizing your risk, and you're also lowering the amount of time it's going to take till you get in the black. Because if you are trying, okay, we'll talk about it later on, but it's cost $6,100. Okay. There are ones out there that cost $10, $15, $25,000. So now, even if they're all successful, it's going to take a lot longer to get to where you've made $25,000 than where you've made $6,100. So the majority of the fees that you're going to pay are on the back end, and it puts a lot of pressure on the company to do a good job, because that's really where they make their money. They make their money on the back end when your store is successful. So here it is. One-time fee, $6,100. What does it include? It includes everything, all store setup charges, except there's a $39.99 monthly fee that Amazon charges directly. And when you go through the setup process with the company, which they do with you on a Zoom call and walk you through it, you will have to give a credit card or some method of payment to pay that first month, and that will be charged every month as your Amazon Seller Central monthly fee. The $6,100 includes everything that needs to be taken care of up front other than that. So it includes all setup store charges, meaning they have that call where they set everything up. They tell you what documents they need. They take care of all of that stuff. They do your tax. Oh, I didn't put this on there. They do your tax exempt stuff. Very, very important. They file a lot of the purchases, your supplier, a lot of it comes from Amazon, or excuse me, from Walmart. They handle the tax exempt for Walmart in all the states, so that you can purchase tax-free all of your products. Very, very important. Saves a lot of money. So they handle setting all of that up for you. And then they handle the entire setup and running of the store. They do all the research and all the product selection. So they decide what products to put up. They manage that first 90 days. This is one of the most important parts of this. First 90 days, you're in probation. So I should state right now, do not expect to make any money. Do not expect to make any money in the first 3 months. I repeat, do not expect to make any money in the first 3 months. It's even possible you might lose $50 a month or something. The reason why is the first 90 days is not about making money. The first 90 days is about developing a relationship with Amazon, staying under the radar, showing them that you sell products, very limited products. You'll probably only see 1 or 2 products in your store for those first few months, to have some sales, but not too many, to get your products out quickly, and to keep your customers happy. That's what the first 90 days are about. And it's about getting out of the first 90 days without having any problems. Okay. This company, from what I've seen so far, they do an excellent job with that. My store got set up quickly. They got a product up very quickly, started selling a couple days later. I sell a product every day or other day. Nothing too crazy. No problems with Amazon. Product gets rushed out. And I notice in my email that I see like an email from Amazon that says, congratulations, you sold the product. And sometimes within 30 minutes, sometimes within 30 minutes, I will see an email from Walmart telling me my product's been shipped. That means that company saw the sale, took care of the purchase. It's already on the way to, about to be on its way to going to the customer. It's amazing. And all of this is done for you. So ongoing management of the store, including product selection, constant research, updating communication with Amazon, customer support, and all day-to-day logistics and management. If there's any issues with your store, there's any information that you have to provide, you being the store owner, or me, or you being the store owner, you may have to be in touch with Amazon, but they will walk you through what you need to do. They will tell you what you need to provide. But anything that they can handle for you, they will handle for you. Sometimes you may have to handle something because you are the store owner. Okay, that is something very important to state here. You are the store owner. Okay, so this is not, even though they are running everything for you, this is going to be in your name or your company's name. And I highly recommend that you do it as an LLC. If you're in the United States, for tax purposes, and if you're not in the United States, you'll probably have to for other reasons, and we can talk about those things when we get down here to flow credit. So that's it. That's the whole fee. And this takes care of the first few months when we know the store is not making anything. So even though they're taking a percentage of profits, there's no real profits. So they're not taking really anything. So this is also covering this company and the employees running this store for you for 3 months where we know we're not making money. And then those next couple months when you start to make a little money, but not really very much money. So it's really taking care of a lot of those expenses as well, because some other companies out there that I'm aware of, they also charge in those first handful of months until they're making money, they charge a monthly fee for their staff. This company doesn't do that. One fee, $6,100, includes everything. Okay. So the only other thing that they charge, we'll jump down here for a second, is 40% of the profits on the back end. So when the store starts making money, they make 40%. If you make me a successful store, you can have whatever you want of it because they're doing everything for me. And the majority of their fee is going in here. So that shows their confidence and it puts the pressure on them making the store successful. Okay. So it is a little bit higher than some of the companies out there, but that's because they're not charging as much upfront and because they're showing the confidence in the store being successful. And remember, it's ongoing and it's clear profits. Once you've made this back, once you get to the point where you're making profit and you've made that $6,100 back, the profit you make every month is just ongoing every single month. We never, that's a very important thing to mention in here. For most of you probably already know this, but they don't buy product. It's not like they are like, okay, this is the product. We're going to go out and buy a bunch of PS5s or whatever. They don't do that. They figure out what to sell. They have a supplier ready to go to buy it. And when you sell something on Amazon, then they buy it. So you never have any inventory, leftover inventory, or there's nothing, anything like that. Okay. So 40% goes to them. So at the end of the month, whatever profits there are, 40% goes to the company and 60% goes to you guys. And I'll show you in a couple slides what that 60% will mean in numbers. And there's no monthly fee for the company unless you select Amazon Return Support. Amazon Return Support is a brand new thing that the company is offering. And the reason why is because just this year, like in the last couple of months, if you're watching this when this is happening, which is the end of November 2020, just a couple months ago, I think in September, maybe, Amazon just changed the way that returns work with drop shippers. It used to be they would go back to, so for those that don't know what a drop shipper is, that's what this company does on your behalf and what other people who run Amazon businesses do. They call them drop shipping businesses. It's where what we just discussed, where you buy a product, someone buys a product from your store, you buy it from someone else and have it sent directly to that customer. So the way Amazon used to do the returns was it would go back to that same person who sent it, the shipper. Now they send it back to the store owner. which theoretically is us. So there are two choices on how to handle that. We can handle the returns if we want to handle the returns. And if that's the case, there's no monthly fee. If you want to, they are offering a service to be able to do the returns for you and make them where the packages go back to. I highly, 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 highly recommend that that you do it, because you don't want to deal with packages. Keep it completely automated. It won't really matter until your store is making money, and then it's just going to come out of what you're making anyway, and it won't really matter. So I highly recommend you do it and not deal with it. Okay. So what are you guys responsible for? What are we responsible for as the owners of the store? We need to complete the application, tax exempt information form, and all documents requested, and send the payment. Okay. So you need to prepare for and participate in a Zoom call with the company to do the initial Amazon account setup. After that, you're going to get a postcard in the mail that Amazon sends you to verify your address. You need to verify your account doing that. Then there may be additional things that Amazon asks for to verify. So you need to be checking your email and checking your Amazon Seller Central account and seeing if there's anything that they're asking for from you. And if so, you need to be providing it quickly. Okay. And then after you're set up and running, and then you need to be communicating. They'll connect you through this app called Discord. Don't download it because they'll send you a particular link, but this app called Discord. And you'll let them know when you do each of these steps, and then they'll set up your account. And the next thing you know, your account's up and running. Then you just need to kind of check in with your Seller Central account, check in with your email, and just make sure that there's no requests or, red exclamation points of things that they're looking for, additional information, additional verification, etc. You just watch that every few days, every couple to few days, just to make sure that there's no alerts or anything that Amazon needs, especially during the first 90 days. After that, you should still watch it every so often, but you really just kind of check in to make sure that there's nothing urgent going on. And you have to watch your budget with your credit limit or cash in the account in terms of float money. Oh, that reminds me, we didn't talk about float money. Sorry. Okay. So the float money, that's the only other thing that you need for this business besides the $6,100, the $40 a month. Okay, because this comes off your profit, so you don't have to worry about that. That's not up front. Is float credit. Okay. So this is something you can do in one of two ways. Now, there is a company that helps you with float money based upon your sales, but you will still need some money or credit to be able to float product. For the first 3 months, $2,000 or $3,000 is plenty. After that, it's a percentage of how much you want to be able to buy. Okay. So if you are using this service called InstaPay, your float money or float credit will be 5% of cost of goods. So what that means is, if I want to be able to buy $100,000 of goods per month, if I use this company called InstaPay, and I'll explain how that works in a second, then that will need $5,000, 5% of that $100,000 in money. Not a lot of money to buy $100,000. So I can buy $100,000 of product, and they all do all this for you, by the way. But the store can buy $100,000 worth of product with only $5,000 in cash or credit. And even credit is not a big deal if you have the credit, because you're paid by Amazon every 2 weeks. So you're really only laying out the money for 2 weeks max. Other than the first 3 months, where it could be close to, to whether you're in profit or not. Other than the first few months, every product that's sold is sold at a profit. So once it's sold, you're making more than that coming in from Amazon. So you're really just laying out that money. That's why they call it float. Okay. So $5,000 will get you $100,000 cost of goods. That is really good. That will get your store to the numbers that we're talking about. I'll show you these numbers in a couple pages. If you're not going to use this company Instapay, okay, you will need 50% of what you want to do. So that same $100,000, you would need $50,000 in flow cash. That's why this Instapay is so important. I'll explain how it works. So Instapay, what they do is, so let's say today in my store, and I have not, I've done one sale, $12 or something like that. I mean, it's not if I've even done one sale today. But when you get your store rocking, okay, when you're out of the 90 days and you're, let's say, the 5-6 months and it really starts to go 7-8 months and you're really rocking, okay, let's say I did $10,000 in sales today. If I did $10,000 in sales today, this Instapay company, because they are connected to your Amazon account, they will see that I did that. And that those sales are as good as cash to them because it's Amazon. They know that I'm going to be paid in 2 weeks. So they will float you that money, 70 to 80% of that money, for just under a 2% charge. So for example, with a $10,000 example, let's say they floated you $8,000. They would float you that money within 24 hours. And hence, so they would float you that money. I'll explain that part in a minute. They would float you that money in 24 hours. And then when you get paid by Amazon in 2 weeks, you would pay them that $8,000 back plus just under 2%, but let's say it's 2%. And just for argument's sake, 2% of $8,000 is $80, I think. It's nothing. Okay. Let me do that math so I don't embarrass myself on here. My bad. 2%. 2% is $160, right? Well, I was gonna say 1%. That's why the math. 1% is $80. So, just under 2%. So it's probably around $140 to $150. But they are floating you $8,000 in cash for a couple weeks, which is extremely powerful. And that's how you're only able. That's how you're only required to have that 5% because you're turning your money over pretty much every business day because they're helping you do that. If not, if you have a $5,000 credit line, okay, and you spend $5,000 and you're not paid for 2 weeks, well, then that $5,000 is spent. So now you can't do anything until that 2 weeks is up or you need more credit. In this case, they're giving you most of that 5,000 back right away. So you're turning your money over more, if that makes sense. So it's very important to work with them. From what I understand, unless you have credit, your credit is irrelevant to these people because it's all based upon your sales at Amazon. It's only if, from what I understand, you will only get declined if you are a felon. And that's the only reason. And not necessarily if you're a felon, but in most felonies, that would be the only reason you would get declined. Other than that, from what I understand, unless you have horrible, but people with bad credit are getting approved because, again, it's based upon your sales. So very, very important. I would highly recommend working with that company. I have signed up. I will be working with them. You don't have to, I've signed up with them, but you don't have to use them until you need them. Like right now, I don't have a lot of sales. I'm just putting it on the card. But when I need them, they're ready to go and it's going to be very powerful. Okay, so let's go back to here. So watch your budget. So that's the only thing you have to really watch is to make sure whatever credit card you're using, or if you're funding cash in a debit card, into a bank account and using a debit card, you have to make sure that you're not, watch when they're making purchases and just make sure you're not going close to your limit. And if you are, you either need to put more cash in there, you need to call and get more credit, or you need to let the company know, hey, we need to chill sales so that we can get money back in. But again, if you're using this other company and you have 5,000 credit, you should really be fine for a while. Pay the company invoice. You're going to get a company invoice at the end of the month. Pay it right away. This company is running your store for you. They are making you money. Pay them right away. If you don't pay them within 5 to 7 days, they will pause your store. Don't do that. You don't want that. Due to this new Amazon policy, you can either handle the returns yourself or you pay for the return service. It's currently $50 a month. Okay, that'll be waived for the first 3 months because they know you're not going to be making any money. So they're nice enough to waive it for us. Okay, or until profit. So if you don't make money in that 4th month, which you should, but if you don't make money in that 4th month, then then you will not pay in that month either. So whichever comes first, the end of 3 months or when you're in profit, you will pay $50 a month for that Amazon service. It's for unlimited returns. Not that you should have that many, but it's not per return. It's not per up to a certain limit. It's as many as you have, but it's currently $50 a month. That price could change at a certain point, but right now that is what it's costing. Okay. And follow the directions and contact the companies with any questions or concerns. These are your responsibilities. That's pretty much it. They do everything else. Okay. Things to know: your store will not make any profit and may lose a little bit in the first few months. It's most important to make sales, keep happy customers, and cruise through the probationary period. We talked about this. Many stores get suspended at some point during its lifetime. This is common. Be prepared for it. It will happen and is nothing to worry about. Okay. This is something that's very, very important. Okay. Amazon suspends stores to get more information on a range of things for many reasons and no reason at all. This is everybody who has said to me, who has Amazon stores, this company, people, friends of mine that I know run Amazon stores, everybody says the exact same thing. They say Amazon suspends your stores for many reasons and no reason at all. So it's just one of the things that's the crappy part of business, right? In any situation, there are there's no business that has all rosy and no problems, right? So I'm one of those people that I like to lay everything out there. When I was looking into this business, I said, tell me the bad parts. Tell me what's wrong. Tell me the problems. Tell me everything sounds great. What's going to happen? What's going to be a problem? What could happen along the way? This is something that could happen along the way. It could happen the first 3 months. It could happen in the first year. It could happen at any point in the situation. Now, this is where you really want, and you should be really happy that this company is running your business, because the most likelihood is that it's being suspended for needing more information, which is easy to get started back up, or they are suspending it for something minor that can get resolved quickly. When people run their own Amazon stores and they're not up on all current policies, like this company is on it. They know everything going on with the Amazon policies and updates and all of that stuff, and what to do and what not to do and how to not get flagged and all that. When you're running it yourself, it's very difficult to keep up with all of that stuff, and very easy to get suspended, and very easy to then not end up out of suspension. Okay. So if it happens for a reason that they just want some more information, usually I understand they can give you a number. The company will give you a number and you can call them, and a lot of times just resolve it on the phone or in email. And on the phone or in email, and they can and then hopefully they can resolve it if it's just some information situation. If it is something above that level, there are 3 options on how you can handle it. You can, one, fight it yourself. So you say to them, hey, what's going on? Blah, blah. The company will obviously work with you to provide information to let you know. Be rest assured that they shouldn't be doing anything wrong or anything like that. The company does have a company that they work with that fights these for you. If it's something more serious that can't just be handled over the phone. So you can pay $400 to $900 for the company to fight it for you. That price depends on the situation, and it will be determined at that point, and you will have the options to do any of these things, or you can hire someone on Fiverr or somewhere else to fight it for you. There are a lot of people that do Amazon suspension reactivations, or whatever you call that. So those are your options if it happens. With this company, they have had a couple handful, so they said a decent number of their stores have gotten, I don't say a decent number. Some of their stores have gotten suspended. Every single store has gotten turned back on, meaning it was something minor or it was just information or whatever the case may be. The only exception to that was someone who had gone in and was doing other things in the store, selling other things that the company wasn't doing, and they were selling items that Amazon doesn't allow you to sell. So it had nothing to do with the company, why their store was suspended, and then why it wasn't able to be put back on. So as I said, the company has never had a store not come out of suspension. That was completely in their hands. Stores are usually only suspended for a few days to a couple weeks. It could take up to 90 days, depending on the situation. Okay, and this is what we discussed. The Amazon recently changed their policy to send returns to the drop shipper, not the shipper. So the company can handle returns for you for $50 a month, no charge first 3 months, or you can handle the returns yourself. Okay, so let's talk some estimated profits. This is what everybody wants to know. So with proper float support, the store can be estimated to do within the first year. Okay, the profit is based upon, on the Amazon business, the way they talk numbers for profit is based upon the cost of goods, how much you're spending. Okay, and oh, by the way, it's something I think I kind of passed over a little bit. That has to be in one of two forms. It has to be either a US credit card or a US debit card attached to a bank. I don't mean US, I mean like in the United States. So if you live in another country, you would have to have a United States credit card, not one that works here, but a United States, a credit card that has a billing address in the United States, or a debit card that is connected to a bank that has an address in the United States. Not only the bank, but the bank account holder. Okay. So that's how you pay for your products. That's where your cost of goods is. Okay. So if you are spending 80,000 plus cost of goods in the first year. Okay. So based upon the numbers we were talking, okay, $5,000 float cash, okay, will get you $100,000 in cash. 80,000 will get you 16, excuse me. Oh, so for this, you would need probably about $4,000 in flow cash. So actually a little bit less. If you're using the InstaPay. If you're not using InstaPay, you need a lot of either cash or you need a lot of credit. But again, there's no reason not to use InstaPay. Very easy, small fee, well worth it. Okay. So again, for this $80,000, you would need, was it 3750? Let me figure out the exact number. Just over 3750. So somewhere around $4,000. So $4,000 is all you need in credit or in flow cash to run an $80,000 a store that's oh shoot for a store that's doing buying $80,000 in cost of goods. Now, if you're buying $80,000 in cost of goods, obviously your store is doing more than that in terms of revenue. Okay, but for the profits, we talk about in cost of goods. Okay, so 80,000 cost of goods. Your store will do between $10,000 and $20,000 profit on the cost of goods. Usually about 15 to 20% on the smaller stores, and usually about 10 to 15% on the larger stores. What does that mean? 5,000 plus within the first year per month, every single month. 5,000 a month. Your whole investment is $6,100 because all the flow cash comes back to you. You just need to have the either cash or credit to lay it out until Amazon pays you. Some of it, because obviously InstaPay should be paying for a lot of it. So your total investment is $6,100. And within the first year, you'll be making $5,000 a month. And you can either stay at that level if that's all the money you have, or if you have a little bit more flow cash, you can add, because remember, for every $1,000 that you add, you can turn that over approximately 20 times a month. It's really 21 times, approximately 20 times a month. So for every $1,000 you add, you're adding about $20,000 in cost of goods. So you really don't need a lot of money even to grow that store. So when you grow that out to 100 cost of goods, there 100. So 100 cost of goods, let's say at 13%. So let's say 100 cost of goods at 13% is $13,000. You get 60% of that. That's $7,800. That's if I said $5,000. So you could easily be there right after the first year, maybe within the first year, depending on how quickly it grows. But definitely in that first 18 months. So now you're at the $7,800, just at $100,000 in cost of goods. At a very conservative 13%, I figured out profit. Almost $8,000 a month. More than what you put in total every single month. This thing's unbelievable. And like I said, these are low-end conservative estimates, because I really think 5,000 within the first year is going to be, you're going to be at 5,000 probably in the first 8 to 10 months. And then you're going to be closer to these numbers. If you have that, if you have $5,000 in flow, cash, or credit, you should be at 75, probably closer to 7,500 a month within the first year. But 5,000 without a doubt. And then it just keeps going, either at the same level or higher. It's unreal. And that's the thing. There's never any more investment. There's never any more out of pocket. You never have to pay the company any more money. You're only paying them off money they're making you. Profit they're making you, not revenue, profit. Extra money in your pocket. So the first month you make $6,000, or maybe in the first couple of months you're making a few grand. So you make $2,000 and $3,000 and whatever. And after you do that, boom, there's your $6,100. Then you start making $5,000 a month. It's profit every single month, month after month after month. $5,000 is $60,000 a year. $7,500 is over $80,000 a year. That is beyond doable within the year. This opportunity is amazing. I'm in a lot of, incredible investment opportunities. And I know that almost everybody on this call has been in the clubs, I like to call them, and they're fun. And they were really good for a while. But like my good friend and fellow investor, and I'm very grateful to Raghu Gary from the United Investors Group International, has always said that that's quick money and that's lottery money. This is that long-term, consistent, passive money. Within 18 months, there is no reason that this store should not be making you $10,000 or more a month in your pocket. That is 6 digits a year from a $6,100 investment ongoing. Not like you put in $6,100 and you'll make $100,000. Put in $6,100 and you'll make $100,000 in your, let's say in the second year, a little more than that in the third year, fourth year, and it just keeps going and going. E-commerce isn't going anywhere. Amazon's not going anywhere. All right. Let's switch over to eBay a little bit. It's very, very similar. So we're going to run through this really, really quickly. Okay. So passive eBay business highlights. E-commerce online sales have been growing. We talked about this. It's all the same stuff. What's the major benefit? eBay is the largest online auction and one of the largest online eBay or online e-commerce retailers. Smaller upfront fee than the Amazon business. That's one of the highlights of this. It is less to buy in. So for those of you that really, really want to do Amazon but don't have the $6,100, this is a less expensive option for you. For now, because I will tell you, I don't even have it in the slides because it's hot off the presses. These prices are going away in 2 weeks. So smaller upfront fees than Amazon business. Okay, you can do this for a couple $1,000s less. And there's no probationary period like Amazon. So there's no waiting that first 90 days, which is really, really nice. Excuse me. Okay. There it is. The upfront fee, $4,000. It includes all your store setup charges, research, all the same stuff. Okay. The only major difference between the two store situations is, well, two things. One, you're paying the company 45% of profits instead of 40%. They did that because they lowered the fee, because they have lower upfront costs, because they have there's no probationary period, so they can start making money quicker. So they lowered that, but they're taking more off the back end. Again, who cares? This is your cost. Sorry, I'm pointing to something you can't see. This is your cost. That's all you need to worry about. They're making you a lot of money. Who cares if they're taking 80% of it if they're making you a lot of money? Because we just showed you that in this other thing that 40% still puts $5,000 to $7,000 to $10,000 to $15,000 in my pocket every single month on a $6,100 investment. If they can do that without me doing anything, they can have as much as they want to. They earned it, in my opinion. So the only other major thing besides that 5% is the float credit. There is currently not a company like Instapay, although they're trying to work out a deal with Instapay to do this same thing. So how much you need in float money really depends on various factors, including how long you have an eBay account, how long you have a PayPal account, and just PayPal in general. PayPal sometimes doesn't hold money at all. They pay you right away. Sometimes they hold money for up to 21 days. Sometimes they hold money for 24 to 48 hours. We have no real way of knowing. They have no real way of knowing. So because of that, it's difficult to estimate how much you would need in flow credit, because it really would depend on how on what PayPal does. And it's really just a matter of kind of doing it and seeing how it goes and then working with it. Same stuff. We'll skip through it. Okay. With proper float support, they do their numbers in terms of the profits off of the sales, which is how a lot of people are more comfortable and familiar with it. You can expect about 15% profit off of sales. And within the first year, the store with proper float support should be doing between $70,000 and $80,000 in sales. That's over $6,000 a month in net profit after paying the company the 45%. Yeah, I mean, that's mind blowing. $4,000 you put into this. $4,000. Within the first year, you will be making more than $6,000 every single month, ongoing. What else can you be making more per month than you put in your investment? A lot more. And that's going to grow. That can go to 7, 10. These two stores within 18 months, my two stores within 18 months should both be, one Amazon, one eBay, should both be doing, in my opinion, $10,000 for me each per month. Passive income. Think about that. That's $240,000 a year in passive income. You can't beat this stuff. Special offer. This is a special offer that was offered back when we launched this a few weeks ago. It now has a deadline. I expressed during that call that there was going to be a deadline. I knew people didn't believe me. There is now a deadline. December 6th. This is the deadline for all pricing. Currently, Amazon automation, fully automated store, $6,100. eBay, fully automated store, currently $4,000. They are offering a special for both of them. If you buy them at the same time, instead of $10,200, excuse me, $10,100, which is what it would cost if you bought them separately, he is offering it at $8,100. You are getting a eBay store for $2,000 on top of that Amazon store. That is an unbelievable price. Again, $6,100 for the Amazon, $4,000 separately for the eBay. If you just want the eBay, $4,000. If you want to do an Amazon, I highly recommend you do an eBay also. It's only an extra $2,000, $8,100. Now, that is the pricing through December 6th. To secure that pricing, you need to fill out the application and leave a deposit, send a deposit to the company in the amount of around half of the fee. So if you're doing an Amazon store, $2,500 to $3,000. If you're doing an eBay store, $2,000. If you're doing both, $4,000. That deposit, they'd prefer full payment, to be honest with you, but you need at least that deposit. That deposit will secure your spot and your pricing. Okay. If you do not get in before then, here is the new pricing. I don't even have slides for it because it just came out tonight. I have to look at my phone. This is why you need to get in now if you can. Now, if you have some extenuating circumstances, financial circumstances, you'll have the money, but need it, whatever, talk to me privately. I'll talk to the company, no guarantees. I'll see what I can do, but definitely talk to me because they are serious about this. And the price is really going up because even with these raising in pricing, because I know what the other companies are charging, they're still the cheapest company out there. And I'm telling you, they're going to be better than any of these other companies because they're great. Here's the new pricing. Amazon store, $8,500. Okay, so in 2 weeks, the price of the Amazon store will be more expensive than what the Amazon and eBay store is being offered to right now today. Right now today, and for the next 2 weeks, you can, for $8,100, you can get an Amazon and eBay store. As of December 7th, I think it is. I think he said the last day would be the 6th. Let me see. Yes. So the last date would be the 6th. As of Monday, December 7th, the Amazon store price will be $8,500. The eBay store price will go from $4,000 to $5,500. Okay, so on December 7th, Amazon will cost $8,500, eBay will cost $5,500, and the combo will cost $10,500. Still a very good price for both of them, but $2,400 more than it's available today. So that pricing is changing. There is a date. December 6th is the last day to get in with your deposit and application. If you have any extenuating circumstances you want the company to consider, contact me privately. We can discuss that. And that is really it. I highly, 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 highly recommend. I know there is a lot going on for those of you in United Investors Group International, and of course my group. We're all very excited with some things that are coming, including Daisy, and I am very excited about Daisy. I'm doing a call on Daisy on Wednesday, so please make sure you make that. But this is something I highly recommend getting in now while the pricing is much better. And if you need to partner with somebody, do that, but get in. This is amazing. Oh, I'm not done. Let me go into my store. Let's go into my store. All right. I'm getting my authenticator for those of you that are. So this is the authenticator. I two-factor everything. They require you to, but you could do it on your phone. I two-factor everything for my protection. Okay. All right. So this is my store. Most of this doesn't mean very much to me. Why is that? I don't deal with the store very much. It sounds silly, but I mean, that's the reality of it. I look for a couple things. I get emails I get emails when I sell product that looks like this. Well, there's Instapay, by the way. Remember, I was just telling you about Instapay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so when I sell something, I get an email that looks like this. Congratulations, you just sold an item on Amazon. Okay, so there's that. And then after that, I get oh, here's another one. Okay, I just sold that. All right, thank you very much. That's very exciting. And then you get one that says, oh, here's one. Okay, so here's my most recent one. And then you'll get an email afterward that says when your order was shipped. Then you'll get one afterward that says when your order has been delivered. Couldn't find the shipped one for some reason. It's around here somewhere. Anyway, so all I really look at, oh, look, I sold one, I guess, recently. So all I really look at is I check out the sales. This is my balance because it's just from the last couple days. They're only selling one product right now. If I go to my inventory, here I can show you. So we're just selling this one product. It's this laundry booster product. This is what we've been selling the whole time. I sell a couple every couple days. Let's go in here real quick here. So you can see here's, some of my orders. This is from today. This is from 2 days ago. Let's see. Sorry, I do most of this on my phone and it's different on the computer. Oh, because these are my only unshipped ones. These are open orders. That's why. Let me see if I can find my other. So these are open orders that haven't shipped. And actually, one of them has shipped. We just saw that it shipped. The company will go in shortly and update it and confirm that it's shipped. We're not supposed to do anything. This is completely passive. So even though I know it's been shipped, you're not supposed to do that. I already asked them. And they'll go in and do that and update it. Where is my... Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. On the app, it's just so much easier. I really do, as you know, in a lot of the things I do, I use my phone for pretty much. You can't see anything. I use my phone for pretty much everything. So I use this app, and when I go on the app, it says sales today so far, 1 unit, and then I can change and see what my product sales is, how many units I've sold, my total sales over the last 30 days. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. So, okay. So here you can see over the last 7 days, I've done 32. Now, 7 days is really this week. It's not really 7 days. So that's $32.40. If I go back to the last month, you can see I've done $157 so far this month in sales. We can also go and look at, now this is my total balance currently. Now, why is this different than this? Okay. Well, I will show you because I also got this today. Your payment is on its way. So my first payment from Amazon actually got sent today. For those of you that are on the Facebook group, you saw that I posted that. So, so I got paid today. So some of that money I've already been paid, and then this is what's in my current balance waiting to be paid. So if I was using that, the InstaPay, this is something that they would give me money off of, or they would have given me money off of this total amount, but they'd be doing it on a daily basis, basically. So when you're doing a lot of sales, they would give you that on a daily basis. And that's pretty much it. It's not very exciting right now because it's not supposed to be. If I was doing a lot of sales, Amazon would be busting my chops and I would probably have a suspended store. I want my store to look just like this. What I mean by that is no red flags anywhere, no red exclamation points, no problems, no anything. Everything's fine. Yes, I do think it's good. Okay. Awesome. Very helpful. Okay, there we go. Get out of here. All right. So that's really it. It's an incredible business. This company has been amazing to work with. Something that's very important to state. Before I went into business with this company and before I offered it to anybody, but before I even went in myself, I was taken into the back office of numerous stores. So the people that run our stores, they have something that looks similar to this, except they have like a bunch of different stores connected. I'm not sure where it is, but somewhere around here you can have like click on different stores. And they took me in here and they clicked on 3 or 4 different stores, showed me how long they've been in business with them, showed me what they were doing this week, today, 30 days in sales, in profit. They showed me what they were doing and then they showed me ones that were around for about 7, 8, 9 months, ones that were around somewhere around 10 months to a year, ones that were around for a year and a half. I saw them at different levels, and they were all doing extremely well, extremely well. And then they showed me one that was doing a little bit less than the others at somewhere around 8 or 9 months, but was still doing well. They had some float cash problem, and it was before Instapay was in place. And not only that, but I saw the number of stores that they have. At the time, it was somewhere over 100, I think 130 something, and now they're approaching 200 stores. And the reason why this date is happening is when they hit the 200 mark, which is going to be somewhere around December 7th. That is when they are upping the price because they are bringing on more staff and are going to incur more expenses. And that is that. So, like I always do, I'm going to open it up for questions. I know I see someone in here. I saw at least 2 people pop in the room who've just recently signed up for Amazon stores, haven't actually gotten started yet. But I do see George, and I don't know if he's still in here, but I saw Patrick in here earlier. I know both of those guys are already signed up. And I see a few people who I know are highly considering getting stores. So I will now open it for questions. Oh no. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Now I'm gonna have to go back in and change this. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, my bad. I thought it would go around and show my screen wherever I was. Oh, that's a shame. All right, we'll do that again then. So very quickly, this is what I was clicking on when I was talking to you and not realizing that I was not actually sharing. So this is where I was showing. So this is my today so far. I did one sale of this product, $16.50. If you go to the 30 days so far, I've been in less than 30 days. It's only been less than 2 weeks. $157 in sales. 10 units is what we've sold. Oopsie. This is where I went to the open orders. So you can see here, I have 2 open orders. So you can see here, I have 2 orders that have been ordered by a customer, one 2 days ago and one 8 hours ago. I don't know why this says 2 days ago, but it's 2 days ago. And this one got shipped, so I'm sure they're going to update that probably, maybe even by the time I get off of here. And that's really it. There's really not much that I really like do. I mean, I'm curious when they add more products, but right now there's only one product. They said that's going to be 1 or 2 products for the first couple months, or for the first 3 months, because again, it's about selling some products so that you have history and that you're out of probation. Your 90 days doesn't start until you sell your first product. That's very important. So it's not really out. And it's really about just keeping your customers happy, getting the products out quickly. The products that we're selling at the $16, we're paying really, really cheap for, I think, like $7 or $8, but we're paying an extra $5 or $6 to expedite the shipping to get not like I didn't make the decision, they do, to get it out quickly to them in this case, because there was still room in the pricing. And at this point, it's very important to just keep your customers happy. So that's what this whole 90 days is about. And again, it just shows that this company knows what they're doing. They're following the process. They're doing what needs to be done. They're getting through these 90 days, and then it's go time. So now that I actually showed you guys that, thank you for whoever told me that. So any other questions from anyone? There's the chat. All right. All right. George, I'm good, man. I'm good. Good. And obviously, George, you're one of the guys I was talking about. I know you got that. I think I mentioned your name. I know you got that store coming up very soon, very soon. Oh, and by the way, someone else that signed up recently had the same thing as you. They wanted further verification. I heard that that happens a lot. It's not a big deal. Just take care of it as quickly as possible is the recommendation. Just stay on it. Like if you log into your thing or you get an email saying, "Hey, we need this information," get on it right away. All right. Well, if that's it, I am going to sign off and see the fam. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, message me. I will post this in the on the YouTube channel shortly. It takes a little while for it to render and then upload back into YouTube. But as soon as it is, I will put it up. Please share with your friends. The date is set. December 6th is the deadline for this pricing. Stores will still be available. They're just going to be more expensive. And that's it. Bye for now.